John behind him, giant alley-oop and puts it down. Continues on. Full momentum down the line after a huge alley-oop, and he's going to continue to assault Punta Roca. What do you want, John Florence?
There has just been a murder on the dance floor, ladies and gentlemen. Good Lord. So, all the way on the outside, gaining speed right here. Click. Bam, right there with the landing. As easy as Sunday morning, Kaipo, straight into the carve right there. And then how's this little combo right at the end, too? Oh, wow. Flawless.
You don't see a lot of claims from John. This isn't from the water, Mitch.
Whenever he claims a wave, that included over in Tahiti, it means that it's something special. Look at how perfect that was. The height, the angle,
the landing,
the rotation, everything.
And it didn't stop any of his momentum, any of his performance on that wave.
So difficult landing in the spot, having your feet in the same place. The degree of difficulty as high as it could possibly be.
Oh, love this in slow motion, Mitchell.
Just perfect technique, always well balanced on top of the board. Excellent stuff right here from John. But once again, where he lands, look at the back foot. Perfectly placed the entire time.
And then straight into a bottom turn.
That is just absurd. Wow, into the next carve too. This should be a huge number, Kipes.
Yeah, we feel it's a huge number. And we'll get the finish. And wow, the judges know that it's a huge number. A 10, and not just a 10, a perfect 10. A 10 from every one of the 5 judges.
Well-deserved.
John Florence scores that perfect 10. And a Yeti cooler stuffed with a bunch of Yeti gear. He already rides for Yeti, but he's going to have an extra Yeti cooler. To number 9 from 17th coming into this event, up 8 spots, and he's up in the air.
What
was that? That was a McTwist, Indy McTwist. That's a full twister. That was as twisted as you could get.
It's incredible, right? I don't think we've seen creativity like this in the air. I mean, we know he's always been capable, but this is incredible.
That's a full rotation Indy right there. A rare bird. Even in free surfs, this would be a rare bird. This in a jersey is incredible. Gets the pop, gets upside down, Indy grab around, full rotation, nose to the beach.
You just got to take it. It's like we're playing a video game right now, and we're just each different wave. We're just like, okay, let's go for this move. Let's go for this. It's just you've got to commend it. It's incredible, and to bring that in the heat.
Yago. Beautiful snap to start. Carves through that second turn. Aggressive third snap. Putting it together right here. The rhythm evident down the line for Yago Dora, repeatedly snapping on the lip on the backhand, pops it up, puts it down, and stands up out of it. Here's Yago.
Little bit of a smaller wave, Kaipo. I don't mind it though. Combination was really strong on the outside. Beautiful stuff right there, especially when you consider him going on the backhand and having to be a bit more varied in terms of his attack. That whip was beautiful right there into the lip. So a lot of different maneuvers on the outside, and then reaches this point of the wave and throws the Hail Mary. You know, I'm a firm believer in just letting your guys do their own thing, kind of feel it out when it comes to in the water situations like this with the caddy out there. You just got to give him props, words of encouragement when he's paddling back out. Look at this combo right here. The timing was impeccable. Just beautiful stuff on the backhand from Yago, and then when you combine it with the variation, the creativity, the progression right there with that air.
And right behind him, Griffin Colapinto. Big air, catches the landing, hits the white water, more to give on the inside, winding up. Griff goes huge! Pulls it around. That's how you surf out of an interference call, ladies and gentlemen.
Houston, we do not have a problem, guys.
We don't, no problem at all with that kind of surfing. 2 airs on one wave. I'm going to go ahead and say 2.5 airs on one wave, because that second air was incredible.
What?
Literally.
I mean, the first air was rad because it was just kind of cool. Straight air, lands, sticks into it. But this thing, this is redonkulous, I call it, because it's just a complete projection out into the flats. Wow. Huge air. I mean, That thing was
Look at where he
massive.
landed.
And looking down on it, it still looked massive. This would be a great view right here.
Guess who was right underneath him?
That's the worst part.
Zhao's right there by the WSL logo, looking up, going, "Oh no!"
That was bananas, you guys.
Look at there's Zhao.
Wow, that was incredible.
Look at his front foot. It's on the nose.
That's flow state right there, baby.
Yeah, he just tapped into the zone.
Hey, isn't he the airbender right now, Chris?
Well, now he is. Saw the wind up. Beautiful alley-oop for Barry Mamiya. Answering back now, Leonardo. Incredible series of powerful turns.
Wow.
Perfect layback jam right in the pocket. This right here is just pure power from Leonardo. Another big snap all the way through to the inside. This is about his 9th turn, all consequential. Opulent sampling of his skill set. There are 2 types of alley-oops. Old school ones that were cool, and ones like Barron just did that are dynamic and incredible. So he will be definitely getting reward.
Oh my goodness.
And right here, I mean, everything you could ask for, right? The entire playbook opened up and just offered up to the judges. Here you go. What more do you want?
It's not going to be a perfect score, but it's a perfectly surfed wave. I mean, what else could he have done? He surfed that wave from start to finish as good as he could have. Look at the way he was able to transition throughout each maneuver too, seamlessly, with a lot of speed, power, and obviously you can see the flow right there too. That layback was beautiful, Chris, and he drops the single highest wave score of the day so far.
A huge score comes through for Leonardo Fioravanti, a 9-point ride. The judges have spoken. That's what you need to do if you want to get up into that high excellent range. Fioravanti is looking like he's rejuvenated, re-energized. Whatever question you may have had.
By Stephanie Gilmore. And then you got Carissa Moore pushing back against Sakura Johnson. But this happened during the interview, Flick. And Carissa Moore, I mean, what more do you want?
She absolutely went to town on this wave. She's covered so much ground on that first open face carve. It was beautiful to watch. Bringing it through to the inside here, and the work wasn't done yet. You can see she's lining up this last section and releases the fins. Gets a little bit of airtime there as well, but yeah, just beautiful surfing from Carissa. She's really looking on fire. Once again, that board, it looks like the same one that she was possibly riding yesterday, or a very similar spray. But yeah, just look how much water she's displacing there. Beautiful surfing, just textbook. And
push it hard. I mean, this feels so excellent when we break it down into slow motion.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? We can report to you that this is excellent. This is a 9.37, and I am loving this finish right here. A little freestyle from Carissa Moore. Getting the fins free, and 9.37 for that effort. So Carissa Moore has already gone.
And, Surfline had mentioned it was going to be fairly inconsistent.
Here comes Toledo. He uses priority. Big snap there. Defending world champ one more time. And let's make it 3 for Filipe Toledo. Looking electric here. 4th and finishing maneuver. And that's going to be it. Is that the turn of the heat? We'll see. 6.44 is his knee. The crowd likes it.
Gosh, you gotta love Filipe, considering he's just playing possum, right? He was just sitting there playing possum, cruising, and all of a sudden he gets that opportunity and he's fired up. And this is explosive. This feels like the best wave of the heat to me.
What do you think, Flick?
I love the surfing. I just think maybe not enough variety compared to Griff's wave. But that's me being super critical. I think it's great surfing. I think it was top to bottom. I think it was critical. And I think he timed all those turns really well. But just when I compare it to Griff's wave, I just think the variety might not quite have been there. I mean, massive fin throw. Definitely some progression. However,
they were the same type of maneuver, but pretty darn radical.
Oh, yeah.
I will give it that. And
the timing doesn't get any better, sorry.
No, that's exactly it. It is. Good to see. I like that. The fight is there.
Here's some replays. We're going to start with John right here.
Here we go, winding up, big alley-oop, and sticks the roof. Are you kidding me? Oh, we went away and we came back to some delightful news.
Here's some replays. We're going to start with John right here.
Here we go, winding up, big alley-oop, and sticks the roof. Are you kidding me?
For him to just sit and wait and know it's coming, that's solid. And obviously for him to perform like that is just bananas. I mean, he's unbelievable to watch. Let's see what Griff's got right here.
Big carve for Griffin Colapinto. Nice clean wrap once again. Coiling up off the bottom. There's the snap to slide. More room on the inside for a frontside power carve. Jamming it off the oncoming section. A lot of variety for Griffin down the stretch. He will shut it down in the whitewater. Yeah, Mitch, what'd you think?
Yeah, a decent combo. Great first turn right there using his rails, and he really drove to that turn too. You can see how sharp those rails are on this board that Matt Giles made him for Punta Roca specifically. Another great one right there, and that's what this wing kind of does, Laura. It picks up that, I want to say, slight texture.
3.33 for lasted Griff. Toledo needs a 4.39 on this wave to go right into first. He's got that stall. He wants to ramp up. Clear for takeoff. Full rotation. Seamless on the landing. Right into a wrapping cutback. Now Toledo ramping up again. Big section. Throw tail reverse complete.
Wow. Yeah, it must get hot going in the air this high.
One more look, Mitch. What'd you think?
Well, he almost even over-rotated here on the alley-oop, as you can see there. Beautiful transition and great use of the weight distribution on his board too when he was coming down. And as you can see here, he was just eyeing the section at the end, and that's his stock standard, as you were saying, Joe. That blow tail reverse that he can kind of push towards the beach. But look at the alley-oop, though. He goes into transition right here, and look at the way he uses his shoulders to rotate, and he almost even over-rotates. That's why he has to bring the shoulder back around when he does that right there.
Wow, and huge scores coming in for Filipe Toledo, 9.57 for this second effort of the final.
Love the wrap in the combination, and then to rotate the other way just shows off his skill set. He didn't repeat the alley-oop motion, shows how talented he is in the above the lip to go the other way.
The variation and your muscle memory from the air right before, it's so difficult for you to kind of do that in the moment.
Italo Ferreira has to give way to Filipe Toledo, who executes on his priority little gaff off the beginning. Looks for the wrap alley-oop. It's a huge one and stomps it. No problem for Toledo. More amplitude, air reverse for finish, and those are the combos that make Filipe Toledo so dangerous.
But the wave actually ended up being a great one. Beautiful first turn, carves it up right there, driving through his rails, and how's this alley-oop? Beautiful technique, especially in the landing, and a quick transition to go into the next air. Boy, what a combo. You talk about one of the greatest surfers of all time, especially at point breaks. He's been the king of Africa a couple of times. He's going to be the king of the Latin American Jeffrey Bay here at the end of the day, I feel.
I love to be able to really study this in slow motion. The leverage, the alley-oop against the wind, Mitchell. And then, this is the important part. The shock absorbers to get back down there, get back on his toes, to engage that rail. No loss of momentum, enough speed to get into this next maneuver and flip it out. That pop.
But look at his eyesight, though. See how he's always looking at the landing as he's going up into the air. That's not only the key to great airs, but it's also the key to sticking them too, Kaipo.
Colapinto, 8.5 as he's swinging into the picture now. Running after a 7.71. Colapinto attacks the top of that closeout section and rides away perfectly.
These guys just don't want to lose, Joe. And then Griff on the outside, just taking away the attention. A monster first turn. And I mean, those are the real ones that not only garner the attention of the judges, they really take that into effect in the judging criteria too. Combination of major maneuvers in the most critical sections. And as you can see here, a beautiful finish right there going up into the lip line.
Yago Dora speeding down the line. Hopping over a big rock, goes upside down. Yago Dora pulls off one of the best punts of the year. Unbelievable. Upside down rotation from Yago Dora. Skipping over the rocks and pulling off the impossible. Thank you very much. Let's watch this again.
And this was one of those waves further up the point. So that's Mama Roca right there, the big one that you saw. And boy, that was just amazing.
Incredible. One more time from this angle.
So look at that. He has to go over that chop, and then he goes completely upside down, and Jordy Smith tried to take away the scoring opportunity and went over the falls himself.